Talk that talk, we let you flow. Cause it's different down here in the booth. Old timers still spitting chalk. I'm about to let it. Young blood raised heavy, hands steady. We don't need rap beat, we just pull up slow. Let the headlights talk, let the silence show. Mud slick tires, chrome flashing the moon. That click clack song, hit different than noon. Ain't no law out here, just names and codes. And a swamp full of secrets, nobody knows it from the bottom. We built it from pain, sweat in the dirt, blood in the rain. Ain't no handouts, ain't no risk. You come around, you gon' need to know. Yeah. Black or white, it don't matter to who will stand side by side when it comes to the boo. We 5-1-5 that's just true. Respect runs deep and it's by your rules. Different down here in the boat. We don't run, we reload then shoot. Ain't no fame, ain't no show, just them bayou hearts and them blacktop souls. It's different down here in the boat. We don't fall, we explode. Talk that talk, we let you flow. Cause it's different down here in the boat. It's different down here in the boat. It's different down here in the boat. Down here we born ready. Mud in our veins. Fire in our tone. Ain't nothing sweet about the South. Yes. Different down here in the boat. They've been poking at the wolf. Now the wolf got teeth. They forgot I came from fire, and I don't do peace. Cross that line, boy, that's your last mistake. Cause I don't want twice, I just raise the stakes. You threaten mine, and you threaten your life. I don't do prayer circles, I return the strike. Ain't no fear in my bones, ain't no backing out. Say my name wrong once, and now I'm airing it out. I'll burn this bitch down, don't test my flame. You play with hellfire, you say my name. You come for my people, I'll take your crown. I swear to God, I'll burn this bitch down. I'll burn this bitch down, leave nothing behind. Push me too far, I'll lose my mind. You want that smoke, I'll bring that sound. One last chance before I burn this bitch down. I ain't violent for sport, but I finish what you start. On the storm in the dark, on the iron heart. Kick dirt on my door and I'll bury the plot. I don't bluff, motherfucker, I take the shot. I don't fight fair, I fight final instead. Till the whole damn room learns what I said. Protect what's mine, that's a blood-borne vow. Say a word wrong, you'll find out now. I'll burn this bitch down, don't test my flame. You play with hellfire, you say my name. You come for my people, I'll take your crown. I swear to God, I'll burn this bitch down. I'll burn this bitch down, leave nothing behind. Push me too far, I'll lose my mind. You want that smoke, I'll bring that sound. One last chance before I burn this bitch down. Last breath, last spark, for my family, I'll take you out. I warned you once. Now watch me burn it down.
To the ancestors known and unknown, Ashe. To the gods known and unknown, Ashe. All the praise, all the glory be to the Most High. What's going on, guys? It's your favorite cosmic warrior, back at you with another Galactic Transmission. Let's get a prayer in, then we're going to tap into the energy. Spirit, thank you for the gift of today. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for guiding, protecting this message. Thank you for removing any negative energy from the area. Thank you for allowing this to get to any and everyone it's intended to. And so it is.
You got it, brother, flaunt it. That country bullshit, we own it.
Daddy, can't you see? Sometimes your words just hypnotize me. And I just love your country ways. Guess that's why they broke and you're so paid. Daddy, can't you see? Sometimes your words just hypnotize me. And I just love your country ways. Guess that's why they broke and you're so paid.
I put holes in Texas on a diamond necklace. Miami, D.C., prefer Versace. That's right. All Philly hoes know it's Moschino. Every cutie with a booty bought a Gucci. Now who's a real dookie? Meaning who's really the shit? The haters ride dicks, Frank White push the 6. Or the Lexus LX 4.5. Bulletproof glass tints. If I want some mask on blast. Squeeze first, ask questions last. That's how most of these so-called gangsters pass at last. A player rapping about blunts and bras, tits and bras, menage a trois, sex and expensive cars. I still leave you on the pavement, town on paid for, no truck payment. At my arraignment, note for the plaintiff. Your daughter's tied up in the farmhouse basement. Face it, not guilty. That's how I stay filthy. Richer than Richie till your fuckers come and get me. Come on.
Daddy, can't you see? Sometimes your words just hypnotize me. And I just love your country.
You know, country ways, but it was a redneck country. You know, it's ascension. It's raising your consciousness. Raising your consciousness. You know, it's the chaos. You know, well, chaos, looking back. You know, we're aware of what's going on around us, right? We're well aware. We're well aware. But do we give in to the chaos? You know, we have to process through it. We have to evaluate it, reflect. Sometimes to see where we went wrong, sometimes to see what we need to do going forward. But it's not being chained. It's not being held. It's not being held to the current circumstances. It's not being held to the prior circumstances. It's persevering forward. It's continuing forward. It's bossing the fuck up. But all the chaos, it's obstacles on the journey. And it's not it's not an obstacle-free journey. No, the spiritual journey is not an obstacle-free one. It's more like a Spartan race. If you've ever done a Spartan race, it's a whole lot of cardio with a whole lot of who knows what's around the next corner. What's going to be asked of you next? It's always demanding. It's always challenging. It's always demanding. It's always challenging. It's all part of the process. Dropping old habits. But a lot of it's mindsets. A lot of it's mindsets. A lot of it is... it's really easy. I mean, currently, I'm looking at, what seems like setbacks, right? And it's just, it gets frustrating. And, it makes you just want to be like, the whole world can just suck my motherfucking dick, right? And it's just, but it's like, that's what it wants. It wants you to succumb to it. It wants you to give in to, nothing's ever going to work right. And that's what the Matrix wants you to give into. I mean, yeah, it's natural to get into that state, and but it's the mindsets. It's the thoughts coming into your mind. Do you let it sit there though? It's hard to push it out. It's not easy. It's not easy to push it out, but it's possible. And guess what? It keeps coming back again and again and again. I wish I could tell you push it out of your mind once and it's gone forever, but no, it's not. But the mental battles are everything. Because if you can't win the mental battles, you've already lost. But the first step is knowing what to do, And even when you know what to do, it still doesn't make it easier. It still doesn't make it funner. But it gets easier. You see that it works. And so the proof is in the pudding. It's not you believe it to be true. It's you know it to be true. When you know something to be true, it's a lot different than just believing. But belief systems. What are our belief systems based upon? A lot of it deceit, lies. It's false programming. It's false programming. But the first step of anything is being aware of it. What the issue is. The programming, mindsets. Keep on keeping on. That's the album right here. Keep on keeping on. And then it just switched, as I said that, to Working Like a Dog. That's the next song. Loyalty. Dogs, loyalty. No looking back. It's choosing to seek better. It's choosing to see better, even when you can't see it. I'm constantly telling myself that everything works out for my greatest good. But, then I find myself, how is this working out for my greatest good? Please show me. But then it turns into, I know how it works. So it's like, show me. Just show me. I'm looking. I don't see it. I'm still looking. I don't see it. I'm feeling. I don't feel it. But I'm trying to. Show me. Please. That's what I'm seeking. The chaos. It's not avoidable. Especially when you're taking the actions that you feel guided to, right? It's going to lead you into the unknown, right? But energetically, you know it to be true. Energetically, you know it to be the right path. But it's full of chaos, but that's part of the process, is the chaos is shaking shit up. But it's the understanding that, but after things get shaken up, what's left? Well, the things that were firm, the things that are meant to be there. But it's not getting stuck in, a lot of times things are seasonal for us, but we try to teach them. We try to treat them like they're permanent. A lot of times we find ourselves in permanent chaos by our choice. But it's an acceptance of, you know, what are we being asked to release and walk away from? What are we lacking? What are we lacking? What? It's course of action. It's just action, you know. And what's interesting too is sometimes we're doing too much. Sometimes we need to just sit down and realign, you know, readjust. Find the calm in the storm. But it's not in the negative thoughts. You know, you don't sit in the quietness and then let the negative run rampant. You know what I mean? You got to rein that in. It's a battle. You know, your mind's a battlefield. You can either be its commander or be its soldiers. You know, commanders are in control of their emotions. You know, soldiers, they take orders. They don't give them. You know, thought that you needed them. They mistook you for a soldier, not a commander.
My old man came home with a factory on his clothes. Hands all cut, still dust up his nose. Said this town will chew you up if you let it get in. So keep your head down, stay clean, don't let the poison win. He said I watch good folks fade for a little white pill. I've carried friends' coffins up that red clay hill. Life's hard, son, but it's harder when you deal. So don't trade your tomorrows for how the night feels. God is a broke man saying,
you know, trading tomorrow for today, right? It's the way that we betray ourselves emotionally. You know, betraying ourselves for tomorrow. You know, it's fucking ourselves out of our blessings for tomorrow because of our mindsets today. You know, it's not winning the battle of the chaos today and then letting that carry over to tomorrow, and it's a continual repetition, right? It's the way that we betray ourselves emotionally, because emotions are everything. Emotions are energy. You know, emotions are dictating where energy's flowing. And where is it going? Where is it flowing? Where is it flowing? Is it flowing somewhere we prefer? You know, or is our mindset right now? You know, fuck the chaos. Fuck what's going on right now. Is our mindset bringing us to a future that we prefer? It's not the circumstances that we're in. It's the mindsets that we're in. You know, because it's the emotions.
Mama's work nights just to keep kids fed. I've seen soldiers come home with a war in their head. Some made it through and some never will. Sometimes a bottle kills slower than a pill. I've been working like a dog just to hold my soul. Keeping out of the dust, keeping hold of my goal.
Keeping hold of our goals. Keeping hold. You know, it's the understanding that everything happens, you know, for our greatest good. You know, a lot of times, you know, but when we hear that, what do we think? You know, we think abundance, we think physical, we think monetary. Well, what if it's mental? What if it's knowledge? What if it's wisdom? But how do we gain those? Not normally through the fun situations, not through the fun times. You know, but it's in the not the fun times that we realize our protection, we realize our strength. You know, it's the understanding that when we keep our mentality proper, you know, but 1,000 may fall on my side and 10,000 on my right. But it's dropping mindsets. It's all the negative thoughts. But shot that one down. Oh, there's more. There's so many of them. You know, where are we putting our mind? Are we putting our mind in the right place? Are we letting our emotions get the best of us? You know, but it's fucking ourselves. Are we getting consumed with the what ifs and the negative what ifs? I prefer to think the positive what ifs. Yeah, it doesn't always work out that way, but that's the way I like to perceive it. That's the way I like to look at it. Because if I don't, I get stuck in the negative. It's really easy to get stuck in the negative. It's really easy to fall back. It's really easy to just get sucked into that fucking cyclone of fucking chaos. You know, but peace. I know, an abundance of peace. And, you know, being able to find the calm in the storm. You know, being able to find the peace. It's priceless. And it's not just given to you, you know, it's earned. And how is it earned? It's through winning the mental battles. It's through winning, coming out of it's persevering through the storms. You know, but it's the understanding that I control how long I stay in here. That's the tough reality, is a lot of times it's our choices. It's our choices that keep us where we're at. They keep us stuck.
We don't destroy, we protect, we uplift, we employ. You ever seen a kid eat lunch alone? That's who I ride for, that's who I call home. You ever seen a girl get jumped for a name? You don't want to stand up, break that chain. You want to be savage with grace. Stand for the size of your pain up face. You want to be fear for your life. Let them know your love so loud it fights. We outlaw the violence, rebel from the rage. We gangster cause we broke out of the cage. No fake bravado, no street charade. Just soul, just truth, just love unafraid. We gangsters of love, not bullets and hate. We changing the script, we rewind fate. Ain't scared to cry, ain't scared to feel. This the kind of thug that fights to heal. Real ones rise, real ones build, real ones love. Even when it gets real, outlaw life, but we don't destroy. We protect, we uplift, we employ. You don't need a body count to prove your worth. You don't need a charge sheet to earn respect. You don't need to die young to make your name matter. Be remembered for how you live, not how you left. It's for the young ones with fire in their eyes, who were told to survive, not to thrive. It's for the ones who can flip the whole code, turn the hood from a trap to a soul that glows. So if you're down there, walk with me slow. We gon' teach them love in the places it don't grow. We outlaws, yeah, but of a different kind.
Teaching love. Teaching love where there isn't love. Teaching love. No, but it's your ability to love every aspect of yourself. You know, but the chaos, you know, it's... You know, the chaos, you know, when we give into it, is given into it, we're just setting traps for ourselves. You know, we set more and more traps. The more and more we give into the chaos, the more and more traps we set for ourselves just to get stuck in there. You know, but but a lot of times we're not aware of what the traps are. You know, but once you're aware of what they are, it's a lot easier just to sidestep them, to juke them, to jump over them, to avoid them. You know, but then the no looking back too is, you know what I'm saying? It's like a Indiana Jones when he's like, you know what I mean? There's all these booby traps, right? And you know what I mean? He knows exactly where to step, what stones, you know, aren't going to collapse, right? And you take that leap and you step on the ones that are firm, but you're not looking behind you because everything's collapsing, everything's falling apart. But you know, you're just trusting your intuition, it's trusting your guidance, it's trusting everything. You know that this step is firm, that this step is going to catch you, and it's that confidence just to run through it. But then if you looked back, oh shit, where'd the path go? It's gone, right? But we don't fixate on the path. Well, we don't fixate on what we can see, it's the knowing. Because if we just fixate on what we see, what do we see? Well, deception in front of us, it all looks good, it all looks solid. We can just step anywhere. You know, but when we, but it's looking back, it's like, oh shit, it's not all safe. It's not all safe, but it's just pushing forward. It's pushing forward without, it's quick glances, but we don't stare back. You know, it's just like at heights. You know, if you're afraid of heights, you don't look down. What happens when you look? It'll be good until you look down. Then all of a sudden the fear kicks in, and then most people, you know, lose the battle right there. They lose the battle right there to the fear. But it's your ability to stand up against your fear. To boss the fuck up, look it right in the eyes, and say, "Fuck you. I'm gonna do it anyways. Watch me." I'm jealous of your ability to do that.
That's the rhythm, that's the sound. Don't let up, don't slow down. Hammer down. Every bruise is a bad pride. Every scar says, boy, you tried. Don't need no praise, don't need a crown. Just give me gears and I'll hammer down. Hammer down. Fire up that spark. Keep driving hard through the dark. Life don't wait, it don't allow. So hit that pedal, make your vow. Every mile's got blood in the ground. That's the rhythm, that's the sound. Don't let up, don't slow down. Hammer down. Hammer down. And ride it out. You can burn the fields, I'll plant the rye. You can drain the stream, I'll find the sky. 'Cause a man like me don't say goodbye. Never run dry. Still rolling. Never run dry.
You know, the well never running dry. Never running dry. Well, the wells of chaos never run dry. No. I wish there was a famine in those, but, you know, no. There's slight drought seasons, but there's never a shortage of the chaos. You know, but it's the well running dry. It's the strength we find internally. The strength we find to fight the battles of the chaos, to fight the, you know, the toxic behavior, you know, but it's the false programming, it's the things that we used to find enjoyment in. You know, the things that, you know, we found enjoyment in on a flesh level, but not on a soul level. You know, but they thought that you needed them. Yeah, but it's your spirit team. It's who you needed. You know, it's connecting with your spirit team. Connecting with your spirit team. Help you march on. Help you persevere through the storm. You know, but it's helping you call your power back. Helping you call everything back to you. You know, but it's the words that you speak. It's the life that you learn to speak into yourself instead of the death. You know, but love where there is no love. It's you know, but it's being able to speak so much life into you know, a plant rising out of the concrete, you know. You know, but it's the power of the life that we speak into ourselves. It overpowers everything. Everything. But it's not just the life we speak into ourselves. It's the life that we speak into everyone and everything.
It keeps us proud. I'm an orphan outlaw, still still here right now. I shall not fear no man but God. Though I walk through the valley of death, I shed so many whiskey tears. Please God, walk with me. Grab a brother and take me to heaven. Back in elementary, I found no misery. Left me alone, I grew up amongst a dying breed. Inside my mind, couldn't find a place to rest until I got that outlaw tatted on my chest. Tell me, can you feel me? I'm not living in the past. You wanna last, be the first to blast. Remember Bryson no longer with us, he deceased. Called on the siren, seen him murdered in the streets. Now rest in peace. Is there a heaven for a G? Remember me? So many homies in the cemetery, shed so many whiskey tears. I suffered through the years, shed so many whiskey tears. Lord, I'm struggling in this business. By any means, label me greedy, getting green, but seldom seen. And fuck the world, cause I'm cursed. I'm having visions of leaving here in a hearse. God, can you feel me? Take me away from all the pressure and all the pain. Show me some happiness again, I'm going blind. I spend my time in the cell and living well. I know my destiny is hell, but did I fail? My life is in denial, and when I die, baptized in eternal fire. I'll shed so many whiskey tears. Lord, I suffered through the years, and shed so many whiskey tears. Lord, I lost so many pills and shed so many whiskey tears. Now I'm lost and I'm weary. So many tears, I'm suicidal. So don't stand near me.
You know, years and years and years. Years and years. Years of sending chaos to you. Years of paying people to keep you in poverty. Financial, spiritual, emotional, mental. Years and years of toxic behavior. Years and years trying to prevent you from bossing the fuck up. Years and years of trying to get you stuck in the cycles. Trying to get you stuck. Trying to prevent you from completing cycles. You know, years and years trying to shut down all your forward movement. Years and years. But what do they have to show for it? They're all wrapped up. They're all wrapped up. They're all caught up. You know, it's all sweet and games. It's all fun. It's all fun and games, you know, living a double life and, you know, it's the things people do behind closed doors. It's all fun and games. It's all fun and games until the light gets shown onto it. It's all fun and games until people get held accountable. It's all fun and games. You know, accountability. Nobody is above that. Nobody's above accountability. None of us. None of us. None of us. That's for somebody.
I suffered through the years, and shed so many whiskey tears. God, I lost so many peace. And Lord knows I tried. Been a witness to homicide. Seen drive-bys, taking lives. Little kids die, wonder why. As I walk by, broken hearted as I glance at the chalk line, getting high. This ain't the life for me. I wanna change, but ain't no future right for me. I'm stuck in the game. I'm trapped inside of me. Trapped inside of me.
Hey, thank you.
so many beers and share so many whiskey tears.
You know what I just realized? That troll that was on my live, what was it, last weekend? They said that come Monday that they're going to be contacting TikTok and YouTube and something about stolen IP or whatever else bullshit they were saying. But it's like, I've yet to hear anything. Why? Why is that? Why is that? It's the chaos, though. It's like all of it was like the troll popped out of nowhere, right? Popped up out of nowhere. And then during my live, and it's like, well, first off, you thought I was going to give any time during my live to that, and it's like I wasn't even paying attention to that while I was, because I'm working, right? But then it's like, who is it trying to cause this chaos? Who is it? Who is it? Well, irrelevant because it's not working, but still, who is it? It's something that I'm shining the light on that someone doesn't like. But that list is very long. That's all I fucking do. You know what I mean? It's being truthful and telling the truth and shining a light on the darkness. It's not a very popular thing. It doesn't bring in my riches, I'll tell you that. No, it limits me. It gets me censored. You know, it's no one's gonna want to work with me because I'm not gonna conform. I'm not gonna co-sign a bad. You know, we get these people that sell their souls, right? You know, all these people. You know, a lot of athletes, right? You know, you look at you know, they're always drinking their Monster or Red Bull, right? What you don't see, they never pop it open because they pour it out and they fill it with water. It's because they don't even believe in it, but they're selling their soul for money to promote something that they don't even believe in because they know it's harmful. It's, you know, and that's not something I'll do. You know, I don't sugarcoat, I don't lie. In this world, it's not a very popular thing. It's not a popular thing. Yeah, but fuck those systems. It's false. You know, it doesn't matter how many people co-sign it, how many people subscribe to it. I don't have to. I don't want to. I choose not to. I'm not going to. But it makes it a lot funner. It makes it a lot funner. It'd be a lot easier if I just did. If I just conformed. It would be a lot easier on myself. It makes me want to sometimes, but then I think about it, and it's like, no. I just like what it comes with. I don't want anything that I have to do to it. It would be a disruption to my soul. It would be a disruption to my soul.
Hands in the air if you don't give up. Nah, we out here just making bucks, honey. From the crowd to the club, we turn it up, turn it up. Turn it up. Hands in the air if you don't give up. Nah, yeah. Making bucks, honey. From the crowd to the club, we turn it up, turn it up. Hip, hip. I've been running down these highways, chasing ghosts and gasoline. But when my time comes, bury me back in Tennessee. Yeah, I've been driving through the midnight, searching for some people.
You know, driving through the midnight, driving through the darkness. The midnight is one of the darkest hours, right? On the proper nighting with no moon, right? When you can't see anything. You know, a lot of the reasons why we're stuck. Is from, well, it's a corrupt judgment we place upon ourselves. It's the things in our life that we lie to ourselves and tell ourselves that we don't need to fix. It's the things that we lie to ourselves and tell us, no, it's fine. This toxic behavior, this thing that I enjoy, this thing that brings satisfactions to my flesh. It's not toxic. It's good for me. It's the things that we lie to ourselves about. But it's the things that we're lying to ourselves about that is keeping us stuck. That's keeping us where we are. That's preventing us from moving forward. You know, it's the programming. You know, the wants of the flesh. They're not easy things to get over. They're not fun things to get over. They never fully go away. but it's limiting it. You know, it's limiting. But it's the understanding. It's the understanding that we're always in control. It's the understanding that we're always in control. You know, we can move as fast as we want or as slow as we want. But a lot of times, you know, we're moving as slow as we want, but it feels like we're going as fast as we can, but it's the wrong ways. You know, we're moving in the wrong ways. You know, you got to become a commander of your mind first. The first thing to do to get unstuck is fixing your mind. Reprogramming your brain. That's the first step to everything.
Crossing every state line, leaving broken heart behind. I've been looking for a woman, I've been looking for a home, but the road don't give no mercy, it just leaves me all alone. When my soul gets tired, Lord, let me rest in peace. Dig a hole where the whiskey flows and the dirt runs deep. I'll never find my heaven, but I'll find my destiny. So when I die, just bury me back in Tennessee. Seen the bright lights in New Orleans, thought I found a spark, till the city chewed me up and spit me back into the dark. California smoke screens, Vegas neon scenes, every promise just another road that dead ends. Whiskey in my Yeti cup, Bible on the dance, trying to heal a broken spirit with a pistol in a pass. I gave my heart to strangers, got it back in pieces. The highway raised me savage, but the sound's where I'm breathing through the midnight, searching for some peace of mind, crossing every state line, leaving broken hearts behind. I've been looking for a woman, I've been looking for a home, but the road don't give no mercy, it just leaves me all alone. When my soul gets tired, Lord, let me rest in peace. Dig a hole where the whiskey flows and the dirt runs deep. I've never found my heaven, but I'll find my destiny. So when I die,
Finding your destiny, finding peace. Finding destiny, finding peace. You know what I'm being reminded of is my own situation, where it's like a lot of times it's like, you know, we do everything right. You know, we don't make the fun choices, we make the right choices, right? And a lot of times it seems like, where's my reward? It seems like you watch everyone else. Like if I'm just lazy, if I would just stop being who I am, if I would stop just doing what I feel to be right, if I would just stop, I would be a lot farther. But it seems like you get rewarded. But these are the false systems that we live under. These are the false systems. You know, but it's the false systems that it's like you get rewarded for, well, submitting and complying. You know, but the true gift is taking command of your life. The true gift is it's taking command of your mind. Taking care of this old secret society, they were working really hard to take command of your mind. It's your mental power that is your true gift. You know, it's your mental power, your ability to you know, all the negative thinking. The way that you change it. You change your luck. Oh, it's a true gift. A true gift, it's not staying stuck in the negative mindsets. It's not being stuck there. Yes, we have the negative thoughts. Yes, we have those things, right? But just as we can have those, we can force ourselves to think positive. We can force ourselves to see the better. We can force ourselves to. A lot of times it's forcing. Until it becomes more natural. But at least at the beginning, you know, during the heat of the chaos, you know, you have to force yourself to think that positive. You have to force that negative out. You know, it has no place here. You're not wanted here. Not wanted here. You know, people with hidden motives.
Ain't no justice in a digital mind. Just a of lost kids trying to do God's job. Let me breathe, let me speak, let me ride. Even if my truth don't fit your side, unity don't mean we all got a man. Seems we rise from the fire, not turn to ash. A lost state of mind, I walk that line. A rebel in a time where the truth's a crime. You can't gauge the voice of the freeborn soul. I'm too wild to fold, too bold to control. We ain't gotta agree to find peace in the fight. Don't kill the light, cause it don't match your sight. Yeah. This ain't red, this ain't blue, it's a human war. For the silence behind every closed door. We forgot how to love when we disagree. Forgot that freedom means letting folks be. So I spit for the outlaw minds in the crowd. Who ain't backing down, who still say it loud. Bring the debate, not that hate to the table. We can still toast if we're willing to name. A lost state of mind, I walk that line. A rebel in a time where the truth's a crime. You can't gauge the voice of the freeborn soul. Too wild to vote, too bold to control. We ain't gotta agree to find peace in the fight. But don't kill the light, cause it don't match your sight. Yeah. I don't play the line, bang. Yeah. Got one hand on the shovel, one foot in the ground. While they scroll on their phone, just killing time. Crying about the heat when the sun just rose. Talking tough as hell. Scared to throw
crying about the heat, but the sun just came out. Crying about the heat, but the sun just came out. Lurking in the shadows. It's like the spotlight just came on, and it's like they're frozen. It's like, oh shit, this wasn't supposed to happen. Wasn't supposed to happen. Triggered. This wasn't supposed to go like this. Whole group of people. Whole group of mutual enemies. All jealous of your gifts. All afraid of your gifts. All exposing themselves. All triggered.
Always got a story, never got a plan. Act like you're owed something just for showing up. I was dragging hoses while you cried in the truck. You waiting on breaks that you didn't earn. While I'm out here bleeding and taking my turn. You ain't sweat right, ain't paid no dues. We ain't built the same, I refuse to lose. I don't whine, I don't quit, I don't play like that. I was raised on sweat, they ain't built like that. I don't stall, I don't fake, I don't sit, I stand. Clock in, head down, heavy still on my back. You a diva with a past, crying under your hat. Me, I was born for the dirt, you ain't built like that. I see you hiding in the shade, waiting for the day to end. While I'm cutting calluses open, just do it all again. You want AC, I want hours. You want comfort, I want power. I ain't looking for a way out. I'm the storm you can't outlaw. I don't whine, I don't quit, I don't play like that. I was raised on sweat, they ain't built like that. I don't stall, I don't fake, I don't sit, I stand. Clock in, head down, heavy still on my back. You a diva with a vest, crying under your hat. Me, I was born for the dirt, you ain't built like that.
Being built like that, the gang ties, being built like that. They're serving each other up. They're serving each other up. They ain't built like that. They're working together. They're working together when things are going right for them. They're working together, but when shit starts hitting the fan, they're throwing everyone under the bus. It's everyone for themselves. wolf in sheep's clothing. But it's the funny thing about that is, they're not able to hide themselves from you or to you. But it's also the way that they hide themselves from each other. It's the way that they're willing to throw each other under the bus. It's like, you think there's loyalty amongst thieves, amongst this fuckery? It's like, fuck no. There's no loyalty, especially when the secrets start being revealed. Secret Society 187 themselves. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Got that fresh pine, yeah, the smokable kind. Liquor in a bag and a loaded mine. Bonfire burning, boots in the clay. We built this life the country way. You talk too much, it don't last long. Round here, respect's what you stand on. Built for work or war, we're solid like an oak. We die for ours. We country folk.
They were lying to themselves. They were lying to themselves, telling themselves that they can block your chakras. They didn't know your protection. They didn't know your help. The things they tried to take from you. The things that they tried to take. 10. Completion of the cycle. Completion of the cycle. What is done has already been done and cannot be undone. All the secrets coming out. All the secrets being revealed. Health concern to them. That's for somebody.
Trees know we light that fire, let the smoke get thick. Got a shovel and a prayer. Take your own pick. Ain't no love for rat or the ones who spoke. We raise hell proud. We country folk. Nothing to lose. It's just me against the world, baby. I got nothing to lose. It's just me against the world. Stuck in the game. Me against the world, baby. Can you picture my prophecy? Stress in the city, the cops is hot for me. Projects are full of bullets, no bodies are dropping, there ain't no stopping me. Constantly moving while making millions. Witnessing killing, leaving dead bodies in abandoned buildings. Can't reach the children, cause they're ill, addicted to killing. And the appeal from the cap peeling. With I feel them, but will they last or be blasted? Hard-headed bastard, maybe you're listening in this casket. The aftermath, my body's being buried. I'm losing my homies in a hurry. They're relocating to the cemetery. Got me worried, stressing, my vision's blurry. The question is, will I live? No one in the world does me. I'm headed for danger. Don't trust strangers. Put one in the chamber whenever I'm feeling this anger. Don't wanna make excuses, cause this is how it is. What's the use unless we're shooting? No one notices the you. It's me against the world, baby. Me against the world. Oh yeah, it's me against the world. It's me against the world. Cause it's me against the world, baby. I got nothing to lose. It's just me against the world, baby. I got nothing to lose. Could somebody help me? I'm out here all by myself. See, ladies and stone, baby Capone's living wealthy. Pictures of my birth on this earth is what I'm dreaming. Seeing daddy seeming full of crooked demons, already crazy and screaming. I get them nightmares as a child. Had me scared, but let me prepare for a while. Is there another route for a crooked outlaw? Veteran villain, a young thug who one day shall fall. Every day there's more death. And plus I'm doleless, I'm seeing more reasons for me to proceed with thieving. Scheme on the scheming and lead that keeps grieving. Cause ain't no bugs to stack up, my nuts is backed up. I'm about to act up, go load them back.
You know what I was getting with that though? But nuts are backed up, right? But it's semen retention. And what happens when you retain your, it's the ascension though. You have to, it's holding your, it's, it drops all the way down. Drops all the way down from your brain, down your spine. And then it has to be 3 days. You can't fuck it up mentally. You got to hold your seed in. That's your sexual energy. It's your most powerful energy. You got to hold it in. And then, but it's also, you got to guard your mind. You can't be, energetically we can fuck it up. We can fuck it up by, it's 3 days. It's the death period, right? Before it rises back up. And there's multiple different ways that we can mess it up. But what I'm getting is, but it's the higher knowledge that we tap into. When we tap into those sources. But it's the breakthrough. It's working really hard for that breakthrough. But it's working really hard to tap back into ourselves. But it's freeing ourselves. You have to free your mind to free your soul. But it's funny because it's like, you got to free your mind of all the traps that we set for ourselves, right? But then it's we spend so much time decorating this prison, right? We've spent so much time. And, a lot of us, we spend our whole life. Well, we haven't spent our whole life until the point, right? But it's a whole new world. We're confining ourselves to one house when we have the whole world. But it's not just that too. It's all the information and knowledge that we've gained through previous lifetimes that gets unlocked. But it's testing your G. It's testing your. It's like people trying to test your knowledge. It's trying to test your soul. Trying to test your soul. Humiliation ritual. Getting caught up. Faith around to find out. It's given your ancestors don't take lightly.
Remember one thing. Through every dark night, there's a bright day after that. So no matter how hard it gets, stick your chest out, keep your head up.
No matter how hard it gets, no matter how hard it gets, the mentality always comes back. The Matrix always tries to get you to resort back. But it's all an attempt to harvest energy. It's all an attempt for you to imprison yourself. That's the tough reality. Is that a lot of times we imprison ourselves just not by being unloyal to ourselves. How do we do that? Well, not respecting ourselves enough. But it's holding things against ourselves. It's holding things from the past against ourselves before we knew better. It's the way that we imprison ourselves. We're not responsible for the programming that was, forced upon us, right? But we are responsible for replacing it. It's being good stewards of our energy, right? It's what brings us up, what brings out that, what lights that internal flame, what throws fuel onto that eternal flame. It's forming new thought patterns. It's the more we reprogram our brain. It's the more that we rewire our brain. It's the more that we're able to But it all starts with your mind, because you form new thought patterns, right? Once you form new thought patterns, then you start speaking differently, and once you start speaking differently, then you naturally just start moving differently. But it's like God hears everything you say, but it's not just action. It's not just the words. It's the action behind it, right? But it's also it's our reward. It's our reward for being loyal to ourselves. It's a reward for being loyal to our journey. It's a reward. For taking the time and effort, to dive inward and to really seek what's holding us back. And then once we find it, it's not turning away because it's ugly. It's not turning away because that looks like a shitty fucking road. It's like, why would I want to go down there? It's not because we necessarily want to. Well, it is. Our soul really wants us to, right? But a lot of times we give in to fear. We give in to the chaos. We just give in. But it's the times that when we don't tap out, we tap in, right? We don't tap out because, okay, well, you're only tapping out of it temporarily. You haven't completed the cycle, so you're either going to repeat it or you're going to stay stuck there. Right? We don't tap out, we tap in. We stand 10 toes down. We align ourselves. We lean not on our own understanding.
I wake up every day, and I thank God you're gone, but the ghost of you still lingers.
Waking up every day. Waking up every day. Waking up every day and choosing change. It's not waiting for change. Well, change happens all the time, right? Are we fighting against it? Do we know what to fight against? Do we know what to fight for? What battles are we fighting? Why are we fighting them? What's worth fighting for? What's worth fighting for? It's a whole group of people. That, but it's your knowledge. It's your connection to the Most High. It's yours that they were fighting to take. But game changer implies that they're used to getting their way. Used to getting their way with who, though? Used to getting their way with weak-minded people. And that's just the blunt of it. It's just weak-minded people. People that aren't commanders of your mind. Because if you're not a commander of your mind, you give in to your emotions. You're easily manipulated. You're not in control. You're not in control. But that's where they wanted you. They wanted you malleable. They wanted you so they could attach some strings to you, and they could play you like a fucking puppet. but it's also controlling your knowledge. It's they want to control what knowledge you tap into, as if they have any say to that, as if they have any say. This one's for you. That's the song that's on there right now. This one's for you. As if they haven't have any say. It's given this glow up. This one's for my haters. This one's just for you, princess. You know, but laughing out loud. You know, it's like people will mock you, especially when they're jealous of you. They'll mock you. You know, but hell is a mentality. You know, but it's they were mixing up so many different ways to keep you stuck in cycles. You know, so many different ways to try to get you to betray yourself, try to get you to imprison yourself, try to get you to stop seeking higher wisdom. But it always comes back. You know, even when we give in, sometimes when we give in to the fear, to whatever the mindsets might be, right? We always give reminders, and there's always a door open. You know, there's always a door open to the right mindsets that help us, right? It's always open if we choose to see it. But a lot of times we sit there, we sit there in the darkness. We sit there in the chaos, and it's kind of like, you know, we don't have control over everything we go through, but we have full control over how we perceive it, how we interpret it, what labels we put on it. You know, but God's always paying attention to what labels we put on things. You know, what are the labels that we put on things? Is it making a statement to the universe that I want more of it? Is it making statements to the universe that I need more of this because my soul hasn't learned yet? It's what statements are we making to the universe? Because those are what we get in return. You know, the statements that we make. You know, as within, so without. You know, but it's an abomination to forget. It's an abomination to forget the help that we have. It's an abomination to forget that we're in full control. It's an abomination to forget that heaven and hell is a mindset. Heaven and hell is a choice. You know? It's a choice. We don't have to choose to stay there any longer than we need to, you know? But it's the realization. And a lot of times, it's just simply just the realization of, all I gotta do is change my mindset, change the way I'm looking at this. You know, but, you know, the tarot readings they're getting on you. The tarot readings they're getting, it's, you know, all the karmic lessons that they sent to you to try to get you to repeat, all the karmic lessons they sent at you to try to get you to fold, you know, didn't work, unsuccessful. You know what it's given? It's given the, you know, humiliator becomes a humiliatee. It's giving, you know, the really, really big egos, really big confidence to doing things the wrong way. You know, they got a lot of skeletons in the closet. They've been doing it for a while. That's interesting too, is everything's coming back. Everything's being shined light upon. It's all the things from the past. All the things that they thought they got away for. But hey, guess what? But just like the proper mindsets can come creeping back, you know, accountability, it never goes away. You know, it's always there. You know, everything we did in the past, You know, oh, we thought no one saw it. Oh, we thought we did it in the dark. We thought it wasn't going to come back. Well, guess what? It did. It did. It always does. You can't escape it. Which is, it's given these people who have been trying to escape their karma for a very long time. They've just been, you know, they push their baggage and karma on other people, and they get ahead by stepping on other people's heads, which is not the proper way of doing it. And you can only avoid that for so long. You know, and it's big ass egos thinking that you're in control. You're not in control. You know, the Most High will let you think you're in control. You know, but it's, you know, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. You know, the bigger your ego, the huger the destruction when that gets, you know, deflated. You know, Deflategate, conspiracies. You know, but we think that we're conspiring against other people. We're conspiring against ourselves. Is in all reality of what it truly is. You're conspiring against yourself. You're setting yourself back. But that's not, they're not able to perceive it that way. You know, they don't look at the world that way. But, well, that's a them problem.
It's the hum in the bridge when you feed your weekend. So when they ask what I do, I just nod and grin. Tell them I light up the world they living in. We get it amped up, light up the grind like it's gospel. From rocks to the beans, I'm as far as what's impossible. Ladders in the rain, I still climb with a purpose. They don't see the line run, but I wide it. Perfect. Still riding, still winding, still winding, still living.
I want that. I'm trying to decide what I want to do. I think we're done with those. We're done with that. I'm going to put this deck away. I am going to open up the queue. Turn the music back up.
Same church will praise God, then could go for delivery. I ain't no saint, I'm just honest with my sin. I pray before I ride and I pray before I'm finished. Cause down in that bio, we don't break, we reload. Bible on the dash with a pistol in the console. Ain't looking for violence, but I'm ready when it comes. Louisiana didn't teach me peace, it taught me always have a gun. Never trust a smile if they choose to.
Alright, so I am gonna do some collective messages, but I'll probably do some energy checks. If you guys want to jump in the line, and I'll do a couple of those in between the collective messages.
Nobody's coming to save you. Stand tall, talk straight, and deal with the danger. Head down in that bio, we don't break, we reload. Bible on the dash with a pistol in the console. They looking for violence, but I'm ready when it comes. Louisiana didn't teach me peace, it taught me always have a gun. They say fear God, I do, but I fear being helpless even more. If the devil comes knocking, he better bring on. Louisiana taught me protect who you love. Keep one eye low and the other one above. Keep your faith like a fire, keep your rage on the leash. Be a good man first, but don't hesitate to unleash. I ain't bulletproof, but I'm ready for the day. Lord, forgive me if I sin unto you before I pray. I ain't begging for trouble, I'm begging for strength. Cause the Bible down here ain't love, it's blood, pride, and pain. Cause down in that bio, we don't made me. May God help whoever tries to break me. Yeah! How do you want it? How do you feel? Coming up as an outlaw in the cash game, living in the fast lane, I'm for real. How do you want it? How do you feel? Coming up as an outlaw in the cash game, living in the fast lane, I'm for real. I love the way you move them hips and push your ass out. Got a brother wanting this so bad I'm about to pass out. Wanna dig you and I can't even lie about it. Baby, just take off them jeans. I'm the ride about to get you at the ball. Oh shit, you got me feeling. Body talking sin to me, but I can't catch the meaning. Now if you wanna ride with me, then here's your chance. Doing 80 down a back road, oh man. Catch me if you can. Forgive me, I'm a rider, still I'm just a simple man. All I want is money for the fame. I'm a simple man, Mr. International. Player with the passport, just like a Latin bitch. Get you anything I ask for. It's either him or me, tequila, whiskey. A favorite of my outlaws when we cross on our enemies. Witness as we creep to a low speed. Peep what a hoe need. Plus some more weed. Funk you don't need a potion. Hooches with a passion. Been a long day, but I've been driven by passion in a strong way. Your body is banging, baby. I love it when you're thrown every time.
I gotta plug that in. Hold on.
How do you want it?
While I'm doing that, for those that don't know how to join the queue, in the middle of the screen towards the top, every so often you'll see a bar scrolling through with different messages. You're looking for a question mark. You're gonna tap on the question mark. It'll bring a drop down menu, and then you can join the queue from there.
Living in the fast lane, I'm for real. Tell me, is it cool to fuck? Did you think I come to talk about food or what? Positions on the floor, it's like erotic, cause I'm somewhat psychotic. I'm hitting switches on bitches like I've been fixed with hydraulics up and down like a roller coaster. I'm up inside you, I ain't quitting till the show is over. Cause I'm a rider in and out just like a robbery. I'll probably be a freak and let you get on top of me. Get a rockin' these nights full of whiskey, hey. Living legend, you ain't heard about these outlaws. Play these Texas days. Bust the ass fools, use a motherfucker instead of trying to help a player. You destroy a brother. Worse than the others, some might be too old to understand the way the game's told you lame. So I gotta hit you with the hot facts. Once I'm released, I'm making millions past the top that they wanna send some me. They rather see me in a cell living in hell. Only a few of us will live to tell. Now everybody talking about us, I could give a fuck. I'd be the first one to bomb it, cause homie, tell me how you want. How do you want? How do you feel? Coming up as an outlaw in the cash game, living in a fast lane, I'm for real. How do you want it? Yeah. How do you feel? Coming up as an outlaw in the cash game, living in a fast lane, I'm for real. Raises of you, tell the truth, I got the scoop on how to get a bulletproof. Cause I jumped from the roof before I was a teenager. Mobile phone, snap, page, game rules. I'm living major, my adversaries is looking worried. They paranoid of getting buried. One of us gonna see the cemetery. My only hope to survive, if I wish to stay alive. Yeah. Getting high, see the demons in my eyes. Before I die, wanna live my life and ball, make a couple million. And then I'm chilling, fading more. better get up on it when you see me. Tell a prayer how you want it. How do you want it? How do you feel? Coming up as an outlaw in the cash game, living in the fast lane, I'm for real. How do you want it? How do you feel? Coming up as an outlaw in the cash game, living in the fast lane, I'm for real.
Many of us been to church. Heard this is the gospel according to Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. But let me get the gospel according to an outlaw.
No beauty, just pain, no road, just change, no choir, just cry.
Amen.
This the gospel from the gutter where the preachers don't preach, where the sermons come in silence and the lessons don't teach, where the streets write scripture in chalk lines and shells, where the choir reads the sirens and the bells ring hell. They say turn the other cheek, I say I barely got a face. Took the hits, took the time, still I move by grace. A disciple of the dirt with a past like Paul, persecuted for the truth, still I answer the call. Ain't no stained glass, just cracked windows and doors, but I seen God more in addicts than I have in a pope. So I preach in my pain, write epistles and scars. I'm the voice in the alley, not the temple of stone. It's the gospel, not a John or Mark. It's the word from the dark where the cold hearts spark. It's the gospel, not a Luke or Matt. It's the truth from the trap where the angels wear black. It's the gospel, no seminary flame, just a rebel with a cross screaming out God's name. It's the gospel, straight out of the mud, not by the book, but by the blood. I baptized in liquor, confessed in the rain, tried to run from the light, but it followed my pain. I seen Judas in my circle, Peter with a blade, and still broke bread with him. Yeah, I stayed unafraid, cause I ain't no saint, just a sinner with a spine, spitting scripture and balls that don't rhyme all the time. But the Spirit still speaks, even through my mistakes. Put a halo on the hustler and the thief he remakes. You see, heaven got room for the rebels like me, who broke laws, broke hearts, but still fight to be free. So if you quote my gospel, better quote it right. He ain't holy, but he still walked in the light. It's the gospel, not a John or Mark. It's the word from the dark where the cold hearts spark. It's the gospel, not a Luke or Matt. It's the truth from the trap where the angels wear black. It's the gospel, no seminary flame, just a rebel with a cross screaming out God's name. It's the gospel, straight out of the mud, not by the book, but by the blood. I seen Christ in the cell block, praying through bars. I seen grace in the gang signs, faith with the scars. I don't need no title, I don't preach in a robe. I speak in survival, the gospel's in code. So when they ask who wrote this book of mine, tell them the one who walked through the thorn just fine. Tell them the one who fell and still rose like a king, with a mouth full of ashes and a song to sing. Ain't perfect, but I'm present, ain't clean, but I'm called. My past ain't erased, it's just written on the wall. This gospel ain't pretty, but it's brutally true. It's for the outlaws, the broken, it's for me, it's for you. It's the gospel, not a John or Mark. It's the word from the dark where the cold hearts spark. It's the gospel, not a Luke or Matt. It's the truth from the trap where the angels wear black. It's the gospel, no seminary flame, just a rebel with a cross screaming out God's name. It's the gospel, straight out of the mud, not by the book, but by the blood.
Yeah. Gospel according to an outlaw.
Amen.
I'm from the six where the mud runs deep, big trucks, bank roads, bonfires, whiskey. Ain't no city lights, just a star so pretty. Out here we getting money, yeah we do it real gritty. I got a lifted Chevy, sitting tall on them boggers, 12 gauge riding with me, case a hater want a problem. Moonshine sipping, got a jar full of thunder. Run up in the woods, boy you might not see the summer. We don't do the talking, we just let the rifles bang. Four-wheel slide, kicking dust up in a game. Dirt road, trap house, yeah we flipping that grain. Country boys getting money, watch me hog up the lane. Ain't no 9 to 5, we just working, we
Working hard. Working real hard. But it's working hard towards the oaths that we made. Well, the oaths that we make, but it's the oaths that we make, in this life, but it's also the oaths that we made coming into it. Yeah, I can't ignore that it's throwing it, right? But it's what's that supposed to represent? The next one catching the bouquet is getting married, right? But it's always like, but it's interesting too. But everyone's always there. Oh, it's me, pick me. But it's like, are you even in a relationship, or you just want that attention? Do you just want the attention? Hey, I caught it. I'm gonna be the next, right? It's what are we actually seeking though? Are we actually in a relationship that we wanted, that we can see? That is it even a bullseye? But what is that? It's the things that we're doing. It's not the relationship necessarily in like a relationship, but it's like our business. Well, it's our relationship with ourselves. It's our relationship with the Most High. It's our relationship with our spirit team. It's our commitments. Our commitments. Limiting ourselves to safe zones. But now I realize that I must face the dangers to survive this. But it's the realization that growth doesn't happen in comfort. Growth doesn't happen in a comfort, but it takes a lot of getting rid of false programming, sense of unworthiness, a sense that we don't deserve all the blessings for us. But a lot of times all it takes is simple recognizing the abundance that is already within us. That's our birthright. But it's learning what our birthrights are. It's learning that peace is our birthright, that abundance is our birthright, that happiness, joy, those are all things that are our birthright. It's taking charge of our life. It's taking charge towards the things that bring us alignment, towards the things that bring us happiness, towards the things that bring us improvement. But it comes from, getting away from the toxic things that we were addicted to. A lot of times, we treat people how to treat us. We teach them, but a lot of times, it's the victims of abuse. But a lot of times, we tolerate. It's how long are we gonna play? Well, a lot of people just want to play the victim. Some people are the real victims, but some people just want to play the victim. They just want the sympathy. They just want. But that abuse is, who are you really abusing? You're abusing yourself. It's not the abuse done to you. It's just like attention-seeking whore status, right? But attention. It's these people demanding attention. Demanding attention. Demanding attention. Our insecurities demand attention. A lot of times it's our insecurities that other people find, it's not so much, I don't know, we're our own worst critics, right? We're always judging ourselves the most. But worthiness, sense of worthiness. A lot of times we feel like we're only worthy of getting breadcrumbs. Little do we know, it's our position to demand better. Better is always there for us. But do we stop accepting the breadcrumbs that are being handed to us? Accepting the breadcrumbs. You know, but all the times too, it's we feed ourselves breadcrumbs, right? We feed ourselves breadcrumbs. And in the form of our thoughts, right? You know, it's forming new thought patterns. It's choosing to, though. It's choices. We all have choices to make. You know, but when we choose that, you know, what's revealed to us? Well, but it's things that really bring us happiness. It's forming the new thought patterns that reveal to us the things that don't really bring us satisfaction on a soul level, on an emotional level, right? But it's the mindset. You know, our mindset controls our emotions. You know, but interesting too, you know, the way we have to fight our mindsets off. You know, it's a balance. It's not easy. It's not an easy balance. It's not an easy balance, but it's always there. Sometimes we pour too much into this one, and then we got to counter it with so much of this one. But sometimes we don't even know what's in there. It's just, but all we know is whatever we're doing right now isn't working. And so, by default, if whatever we're doing right now, if we're working too hard and then we're just to be stuck, well, what does it hurt to try something new? Nothing. Well, who knows? Maybe that something new we're trying could open the door to endless possibilities. Endless possibilities of what, though? Endless possibilities. You know, but it's being able to see. It's being able to see the things that no longer serve us. It's being able to see where we're going despite how it looks of where we're at. You know, but it's also releasing of, you know, it's judgment upon others. You know, it's, you know, just because we can see where they came from when they made the choices and decisions. It doesn't justify them. You know, fuck shit is fuck shit, right? But it's like, you know, we can see behind the actions, and we it's the understanding of why people did the things they do, but it doesn't justify it, right? But a lot of times we want to hold ourselves to, I have to see the justice, I have to see it with these eyes, but it's holding ourselves back when we limit ourselves. That's a chain that we put on ourselves. You know, energetically, we have to know that the Most High is going to give them, you know, what the Most High deems fit, and that's the standard we should all be seeking and be okay with. So if the Most High deems them, you know, their price is paid, who are you to say that it's not? You don't know their full side. You don't, but it doesn't matter. It's you know, a lot of times, you know, we can try to put ourselves into their shoes to understand, but it doesn't justify it. It doesn't change it, you know. You know, but when we sit there and it's limiting. It's holding ourselves back. It's all holding ourselves back. You know, every time we limit ourselves by, we have to see it with these eyes. It's like, why? Why do we hold that? Why do we hold on to that need to seeing it? I don't know, but it is satisfaction that we get on a flesh level, right? But once we're able to release that, you know, the wants of the flesh, you know, what you get energetically is so much greater. Oh, well, it's freedom, though. Emotionally, mentally, from the situation. But that's part of detaching. That's part of being able to detach. That's why detachment is one of the greatest, you know, gifts, is being able to detach. You know, but it's detaching. You know, you're going to throw, you know, but a lot of times too, we throw labels on situations, we throw labels on people, on people's actions. But what labels are we putting on our own? You know, are we holding ourselves accountable for our actions? You know, what label are we putting on us? Are we putting perfect? Well, that's probably a false label. You know, we're not defined by our past. You know, we're defined by the choices and decisions that we make right here and right now. But we're accountable to every choice and every decision that we made in the past. We're accountable to them.
Lately when the sun goes down, I feel that reaper hanging round, judging every step I make, counting dead signs.
Alright, so I'm going to pull a couple cards for you guys now. But, you know, these full messages like this, these can be purchased. But I can't give my energy, like, I keep giving my energy like that out for free, and then I don't have shit to show for it, you know? And, not that I'm opposed to giving back, but, you know, I can't just keep giving. I need to get to. So full messages are, you know, $25. You can purchase those. But I do still give back. And so what the fuck? I can't. 23. Card number 23. That's interesting. Twin flame in reverse. 23. 23 breaks down to 5. 5 is change. I can't help but want you physically, emotionally, and spiritually. You're all I think about when I'm alone and lost in my thoughts. Our twin flame connection drives me insane. On the bottom of the deck, it's forward and reverse. Well, no, it's promotion channel in reverse. But I saw the word forward, so it's like no forward movement. In reverse. Somebody's, I don't know, somebody has a lot of feelings, but they're not taking any action upon it. There's no communication. Even when the world seems against you, find strength in knowing your true self. Stay strong and know you are not alone. Interesting, 47, but 47 breaks down to 11. You know, a lot of times, you know, it's simply just forward movement. All it takes is for us to take a little step, but we never know that little step could be the only thing holding us back. You know, that we never know the impact that that little step could have. You know, that little step could be a little to who? You know, but little to who? But what seems little for some people seems huge to other people. You know, but a step is a step. Any step forward is a good step. You know, any step out of your comfort zone. You know, but refusing to step out of our comfort zone, it drives us crazy, right? Because, well, you know, in our comfort zone, we're stagnant. You know, it's comfortable. You know, it's familiar. People like familiar. You know, but I don't, you know, but that's interesting. It's like, you know, my grandfather, he always liked to go to Olive Garden, right? Because of its consistency. But, you know, any true Italian would detest Olive Garden, right? But, you know, as Americans, right? It's Italian, right? But it's the consistency. It's the way that you can go anywhere around the country and get the same thing, same recipe, right? Yeah, I see the comfort in that, but I've never been that. You know, I prefer to go. I want to get that little mom and pop shop. You know what I mean? I want to go when I want that soul food. I don't want that cookbook fucking basic no love. You know what I mean? That's how I observe it. You know, those establishments. That's how I observe it, and I don't enjoy those. You know what I mean? I get the comfort. Yeah, it's nice, but you know, it's the thrill of the unknown. Maybe I'm gonna go somewhere and I'm gonna find an amazing dish. that I'll never find anywhere else. Or maybe sometimes I go somewhere and I try a dish that I hope I never find anywhere else because I'm not going to order it, right? But it's the thrill of the unknown. I've always, I don't know, preferred it. Comfort. I see why people choose it. You know, well, not like I don't, you know what I mean? Not so much anymore, but I've always enjoyed trying new things. I've always enjoyed, well, just seeking out new things, opposed to what I already know. I already know that. I've already had that so many times. Why not try something new? I just like trying new things. All right. Where are we on the list? Who do we got on the list? Fangirl. Alright, Fangirl, you still in here? Alright.
Stones in my way, but his promise still stands. God got a plan. He already knows where I'm going, man. So I keep riding even when the road bends. Faith ain't about seeing, it's trust in the end. From the dirt to the sky, yeah, his mercy gon' show. I may not know tomorrow, but my Savior always knows.
You can smell the pine of cinnamon downtown, but out here all I smell is cold ground. Christmas lights don't shine this fall, but I still look up like maybe they are. Ain't no snow where the angels go, just cardboard walls and a sword that flows. Got a cup of faith and a couple of holes to pray for a night that don't feel so cold. I remember love, I remember home. Now I'm humming silent night alone. Tell my mama I ain't lost my hope, just trying to find peace where the angels don't go. Used to hang lights on the front porch rail, now I hang dreams on a rusty nail. Used to hear laughter, now I hear trains. Used to have a name, now I'm just pain. I seen Christmas through a frosted pane, now I see it through a liquor stain. Trying to keep my pride, trying to keep my soul, but the streets been colder than the North Pole. Ain't no snow where the angels go, just cardboard walls and a sword that flows. Got a cup of faith and a couple of holes, still praying for a night that don't feel so cold. I remember love, I remember home. Now I'm humming silent night alone. Tell my mama I ain't lost my hope, just trying to find peace where the angels don't go. Saw a vet on the corner, said he fought for us. Now he fights the wind in the city bus. Said they don't see us, we see through. Once you fall, Lord, they forget you too. Little boy walking past with a candy cane, smiled at me like he felt my pain. If that ain't God sending love my way, then maybe he's the reason I wake each day. Some folks think we chose this road, but nobody dreams of dying cold. Every soul got a story untold. Every flame was fire before it froze. And maybe someday, when the snow falls right, it'll melt my sin in the Christmas light. Ain't no snow where the angels go, just cardboard walls and a sword that flows. Got a cup of faith and a couple of holes, still praying for a night that don't feel so cold. I remember love, I remember home. Now I'm humming silent night alone. Tell my mama I ain't lost my hope, I'm just waiting on peace where the angels don't go.
Got a cup of faith and a coat full of hoes to pray for a night that don't feel so cold. I remember love, I remember home. Now I'm on the silent night alone. Tell my mama I ain't lost my hope. I'm just waiting on peace where the angels don't go. Merry Christmas to the broken ones.
Waiting for peace where the angels don't go. Waiting for peace where they don't go. It's social mass, ultimatums. You know, but it's going looking for peace where peace is not. You know, it's mass. Everyone wearing masks. You know, hiding behind masks. You know, everyone afraid of showing them true self too soon. You know, but a lot of times we get burnt out by wearing masks. We get burnt out by pretending to be someone we're not. We get burnt out by worrying about what other people are going to think or what other people are going to say. Like, you know, and we become guarded. Guarded to who? Guarded to ourselves. Guarded to ourselves. You know, it's the indecisiveness to be ourselves. The indecisiveness to be unapologetically ourselves. The indecisiveness to remove all the masks and just be us. You know, we always have a choice to make. We always have a choice to make. You know, the choices don't go away over time. The choices don't go away. You know, but how long? How long do we go on without being true to ourselves? How long do we go on wearing masks just to appease to other people? How long? You know, because, you know, but what are we truly doing with that? We're setting ourselves back. And for what? Why? To make other people comfortable? Why? Why? Ask yourself why.
I worked through storms and broken nights when hope was running thin. But every time I saw their eyes, I found my strength again. I've bled for what I couldn't buy. I've lost more than I've gained.
Hey, title gifter. Thank you, Bright. You're welcome. Alright, who do we got next? Alright, Bright Future, you're up. Gonna do Bright Future, then we'll get back to another collective one.
The arms that wrap around me wash the darkness from within. I don't fight for glory, I don't fight for pride, I fight for love that stands the test of every tide. For them I stand when I'm too tired to move my hand. For them I fight, I work, I pray through sleepless nights and endless days. For them I fall, for them I rise. My strength is theirs, my heart, my life. Whatever comes, I'll take the pain. For them I stand again. The world is hard, but so am I, forged in faith and rain. And though I walk through barrels lost, I'll never bow to shame. 'Cause I was raised by men who knew that honor ain't just words. It's waking up each morning strong and giving what they've earned. One day when I am gone from here, they'll tell their kids the same. That love's not said in promises, it's proven in the pain. And maybe they'll remember me when life gets out of hand. And they'll whisper to their children, he was a man who stood and planned. And if I fall beneath the weight, before my story's done, they'll know their father never ran. He faced it one by one. For them I stand when I'm too tired to move my hand. For them I fight, I work, I pray through sleepless nights and endless days. For them I fall, for them I rise. My strength is there. stand, I live, I bleed.
You know, doing the best we can. You know, doing the best we can. You know, being the best example that we can to others. You know, a lot of times we find ourselves surrounded by temptations. Well, but it's also surrounded by struggles too. But it's why? Why do we find ourselves there? Who are the people we surround ourselves with, though? What did they promote? What things did they promote? You know, what are the words, their actions? What do they promote? Do they promote life? Do they promote death? You know, it's settling for less. When we settle for less, when we settle for breadcrumbs. But it's the ability to think that we can change people. You can't change anyone that doesn't want to change themselves. You can't change anyone that's way too comfortable just laying down doing nothing. You know, which sucks though, because it's like, you know, you can see how much potential people have, right? But it doesn't matter if they're not willing to do it. But 36, 9, birthing, you know, if they're not willing to create the change, you can't do it for them. You can give them the, you know, the opportunities. You can set the opportunities up for them, but they have to seize it. You know, because if they don't, they have to at least choose to seize it. Because if they're not even energetically choosing to seize it, it's wasted. It's squandered. It's just a matter of time. You know? You know, we don't force things, because anything forced is unnatural. And anything unnatural is bound for failure. You know, it's, you know, we give people some breadcrumbs. We give them the breadcrumbs. Like, here's, you know, we give people breadcrumbs in the sense of, you know, advice, just things that we've been through. You know, we share stories, we share relevant, you know, situations and what helped us. But at the end of the day, they either take with it and they roll with it, or they don't. But at the end of the day, your work is done. You know, at the end of the day, you can't help someone that doesn't want to help themselves. You know, but it's germination. It's, you know, we can plant seeds for people, but we can't stop all the feet, you know, every time that it's their actions that are going to step on the plants that we're trying to plant for them, the seeds that we're planting for them. And so we plant the seeds for them, we water the seeds for them, but we can't stop them from stepping on it themselves. And that's why we plant the seed, and sometimes we walk away. Whether it lives or dies is up to them. But that's on them, not on us. You know, it's the routines. People become way too comfortable with us just planting the seed for them. But they're too careless. They don't care where they step. They don't care what they're doing. And they're not watching where they're going. You can't force someone to look what they're doing. You can't force someone to see, maybe I'm in all these shitty situations because I make shitty fucking decisions. You can't force someone to see that. It's a lot of people see no wrong in their doings. You know? but it's danger approaching people like that. You know, but it's coming to people trying to bring up gifts, but not everyone wants your gifts. Not everyone sees them as that. Or some people, they just think that you're just going to keep bringing them gifts. But it's this, you know, age-old story of, you know, you don't appreciate what you have until it's gone. And but it's learning the seasons of things. You know, some things are meant to be, you know, multiple seasons. Some things are meant to be one season. Some things are partial seasons. You know, but it's all knowing. You know, when, you know, if it's not reciprocated, if they're not trying, if they're not attempting to try, then they don't have the want for it. And you can't help someone that doesn't have the want for it. That's just the bottom line.
Is the last one you'll take.
Yeah, thank you.
Pills on the counter, bottle on the floor, chasing that high, but it hurts you more. Needle keeps whispering just one more ride, but every time you listen, a part of you dies. Look in the mirror, eyes hollow red, the deep in your chest, there's a fighting idea. Life's gonna swing, try to break your grip. Storm's gonna come, waves gonna hit, but I swear on my
It was the song said "You got this," and then what came out was bad news. It's bad news bears for a group of people. Bad news bears for a whole lot of people that were trying to manipulate you. A whole lot of people. Bad news. But bad news. 64, 10, completion of cycles. Manipulation, but trust me. But it's 60. It's what is that? 16, which breaks down to 7. We first eye on the Most High. It's trust me. It's like, nah. People lie. People lie. You know who doesn't lie? The Most High. The Most High doesn't lie. But it's the trust me, but it's also the breadcrumbs. The people that want to breadcrumb you. And think that, but it's interesting too. It's, but the fear in her face, how often do we have an odd feeling, when it's always the one saying, trust me, that you probably should question if you should trust them. It's always, especially the one screaming loud at the top of their lungs, you can trust me. You probably shouldn't trust that person. You probably shouldn't trust them. Not everyone wants to save you. Most people are just trying to save themselves, to be honest. Without a care of how or why. As you grasp for air, salvation appears, and a breath away from safety. But it's also not, but it says not alone in the storm. But it's card number 1. No one's coming to save us. We are our own lifesaver. But it's good thing it's not just us. It's everything that resides in us. It's our ancestors. It's our spirit team. It's the Most High. It's just things that reside in us. But it's also the things that reside in us that we need saving from. Generational trauma. It's the things that we need help. But how do we find the help? Not externally. Not externally. Sometimes, yes, people can help us. But settling, limiting our help. Limiting our help. When we think that we know best and we want to take the steering wheel. Trust me, I know best, God. Trust me. It's like, can you even reach the pedal? But it's funny too because our avatars, right? Our avatars have nothing to do with our soul. These avatars have nothing to do with our soul. That's Casanovas. It's the sweet talkers, right? Yeah, sweet talkers, but how? Sweet talkers, how? What are you using your gifts for? It's the things. It's not what you have, it's what you choose to do with it. It's what you choose to do with it. Are we good stewards with what we have? Or do we use it ill? Do we use it to manipulate others? Do we... it's promoting ourselves. It's self-promotion. It's just worried about me. But but the bad news is it's not all just about us. But it's the type of people that go through their whole life and all they think about, every thought that goes through their mind, every choice that they make, every decision, everything is all me. It's, I forgot, you're the only person on this whole flat earth. You're the only person on this whole flat earth. My bad. I forgot. This whole, this is the irony of the world revolves around you. Well, first off, the world doesn't revolve. You know what I mean? It's the cosmos revolve, right? But it's, we're too preoccupied with the false systems. We're too preoccupied with well, the bad news is you don't know anything. It's the things that we think we know, but do we? Taking time to figure out what we want. But it's taking time to figure out what we know. The Most High demands us to evaluate, demands us to question, demands us to seek the truth. But why would we not? We're just supposed to shut up and believe everything we're told. Oh, okay. Yeah, because men are perfect and men don't lie. Oh, yeah. That never in history has that gone wrong for people. Never in history has that gone wrong for people. Now, walking away. But it's walking away from what? But it's interesting too. It's like a crack in the earth. It's like following the path, and it's interesting. It's like the earth is cracking. What's interesting too is bad news. Bad news for who? When we forge our own path, when we walk our own path, and it's not always crooked. It's not always straight. Sometimes it's crooked. But what happens? Its effects are felt. When we walk past with everyone else, it's our footprints don't have the impact. The weight of our feet don't have the same impact, because how many people have already forged here, right? But it's walking away from the ways that everyone's doing it. Well, just because everyone's doing it doesn't mean it's the right way of doing things. The right ways of doing things. The abuse. Too passive. Passerby. Walking away, too passive. Well, a lot of times we're just acceptant. We're just acceptant of the cards that we're dealt. We have to know how to play the cards that we're dealt, but it doesn't mean I have to be confined with this is my only hand. Because if I'm looking at it like this is my only hand, well that's it. No, but it's a good thing this isn't my only hand. It's a good thing. Oh, that's not what it said. That's not what the card said. What did I think that said? I don't know. But fear of touch. Fear of touch. Fear of touch is the walking away, and fear of touch. It's wounds. It's wounds. Well, a lot of times we get too comfortable with our wounds as they are. We spent a lot of time bandaging our wounds. We spent a lot of time, but we didn't actually heal from it. All we did was we put ointment on it, we put a Band-Aid on it, but it didn't actually heal. Because we're a lot of times we're afraid to we're afraid to rip the Band-Aid off. Why? Because we're gonna get in touch with our true feelings, our true emotions, and that's normally uncomfortable. So we walk right away from it. But walking right away from it, that's not the way to go. Because what are we walking away from? Oh, we're walking away from the lesson. We're walking away from the lifesaver. And what are we walking into? More manipulation. But it's, when you reprogram your mind, it's the way that you can kind of, it becomes a point of you start manipulating yourself, gaslighting yourself. Well, because if you aren't gonna, who is? But a lot of people do it, but in a negative way, right? And so we can get into a habit of gaslighting ourselves. but it's constantly seeking forward movement. Sometimes it's baby steps, sometimes it's baby steps to walk away. Sometimes it's baby steps going more inward. But it doesn't matter in which direction we're going. You know what I mean? It's the steps that we take. We know if we're taking the right steps. We know if we're not. But a lot of times, we lie to ourselves and we think that we don't have any choices. Well, we always do. That's the biggest lie, is that we don't have any choices. But the distractions. It's all the distractions around us. It's all the distractions around us that want us too preoccupied to even see the possibility of a different choice. Because if we're able to see the possibility for a different choice, then it has to exist, right? And it's a funny thing about everything exists. We're never really stuck. There's always a way out. But we haven't just found it in this timeline yet. And so how do we shift into a timeline where we already found it? Well, we can't see it, so we got to energetically shift ourselves into that place. We got to, it's the energy. Everything's all an energy thing. It's manipulating yourself. It's manipulating your own energy, right? It's learning to... See, I'm having a hard time even describing this. Hey, thank you. I'm having a hard time even describing this because it's things that I do, right? Thank you. It's things that I do, but it's I don't know, I just kind of, I just do it. And I'm not quite sure, I'm breaking down, I'm making it make sense to myself. You know what I mean? I know it works, but it's how is it working? The whys. I'm still trying to figure that out myself. And so it's trying to figure it out and explain it at the same time. I'm doing the best I can, right? I'm still learning. I'm still growing. I still have I did a lot of shit with not quite a whole lot of understanding or understanding of hows and whys, and just trying to make it make sense. But I know what I did, but it's I can offer you the advice of what worked for me. That's all I can do. Maybe it works for you, maybe it doesn't. I would be ignorant to think that it's going to work for everyone. You know what I mean? But generally, it's pretty good and pretty general, that can be applied to everyone. But it's all slight tweaks and slight variations that I can't tell you how to make those tweaks. I don't know what they are. You do, though. I just lead you in the right direction. I just point you, guide you. But it's... The bad news is I can't do any of it for you. The bad news is no one was able to do it for me. It's... No, but is it a bad thing? No, it's not. It's... that's what we came here to learn to do it ourselves, right? But we have help around us. We have abundance of help around us. We have abundance, of people. It's the situations we've been through that through the evaluation that we're able to see where the balance is either there or it's not, or what it's lacking of, and how to bring it there. But it's evaluating. Too busy. It's the crazy part is a lot of times there's so many battles we're fighting, and it's tiring. But that's where the Matrix wants you is, just sitting there fighting all your battles every day and not feeling like you're getting anywhere, right? But we fight our battles, but we don't fixate on how much, we don't fixate on we don't gauge certain things, because when you start putting labels and gauges and measuring things, and it's you're overcomplicating and you're restricting yourself at the same time. It's just, I don't know, it's an energetic thing, it's an inner thing. I don't know, it's hard to explain. But I keep getting drawn to the too busy. It's the chaos going on around us. And sometimes it's also the chaos that's going on in us that we feel. But You know, do we sit there and do we just fixate on all the bad news, all the but it's a label that we're putting on things. Is it bad or what's the lesson here? You know, because nothing is technically bad. You know, it's all good because it all serves a point. But what's the point? And they're not normally fun points. They're not fun lessons. But just because they're not fun doesn't mean that they're bad. That were necessary. Which no one ever wants to hear. I don't even enjoy saying it, but I know it to be true, so I have to say it. But those are the things that I tell myself because I know it to be true. But it doesn't make it any easier. It doesn't make it any fun. But it is what it is. I don't know. It is what it is.
Red light froze the world that day. Her eyes cut through the haze. A single glance that stole my breath.
Alright. I'll do one more from the group. From the queue. Alright, Golden. You still in here, Golden?
Years are gone and times have changed, but I still drive that lane. Same old crossroads, same old sign, still chasing what remains. Sometimes the light still turns to green, but I forget to go. Still waiting for
Golden, you're up. You still in here, Golden?
some loves are made of seconds brief and haunt you more than years of grief. Through dust and rain, a heartbeat caught in traffic lights and never felt the same. She's gone, but the truth still burns me through.
You know what's funny? The song just said she's gone, and this card fell out. It's like getting sucked into a portal of abundant wealth, of sudden wealth. You know what's interesting too? It's giving like the money gun. That's interesting too when it lines up like that. It's like he's getting shot out of the gun. It's like, no, he's trying to hold it back. But what happens? The pressure's building up. The pressure's building up. The pressure's building up. A lot of eyes. A lot of eyes on you. A lot of eyes on you. Watching the pressure build. A lot of eyes. But it's the enjoyment on the face too. Thrilled. Happy. But it's also the fear. It's like, whoa, hold up. Are you sure? No, hold up. It's like, wait. You know what it's given? You're seeing those videos of the guy at the carnival ride where people get strapped in, right? And he was like, oh, hold on, he'll like hit the button to release, but there's a couple second delay. And so he'll make some statement to the people about like, oh, hold on, let me adjust that for you real quick. And he'll start taking a step to him, and then all of a sudden it drops. So then they just start freaking out, thinking that something was wrong. But it's just the operator's sick, twisted little game. He has to find some enjoyment and some amusement throughout the day. And it seems to like he gets a very big thrill out of it. Getting a thrill. But 9, escape. Well, escaping. But what happens when we escape? But it's the 9, it's the birthing. You know, but it's escaping from false timelines. Timelines where you didn't grow. It's not even just that, it's cycles. Third parties. People, places, things that no longer serve us. Alright, Golden, you in here yet? Final call for Golden. Final call. Low battery warning. All right. So we're going to go to Serena. Serena, you up? You in here? All right. You're going to be the last one.
You see the shine, the truck, the check.
But do you see the hands that earned it? So before you chase that blue collar money, ask yourself, the blue collar mold,
Do you feel it? Yeah. I still toes on. I hit the site by dawn. Jackhammer in hand till the daylight's gone. Plumber in the pit with the pipe and torch. Or a welder in the rain on a scaffold porch. Electrician twisting wires in a crawl space goal. Mechanic on his back, only 30 years old. With the bad knee, bad back and busted thumb. Still punching that clock cause the job ain't done. They all love the look of that hard-earned shine. Talk big till his boots in the grind. Sweat stained shirts and busted knuckles. Still won't quit clocking the pain just to keep the lights lit. Yeah, they dream about the truck and the stack of green, but they ain't built for this kind of grit. Everybody wants that blue collar money till it's time to do that blue collar shit.
You know, everyone wants that blue collar money till it comes down to doing the blue collar shit. You know, it's a spiritual journey. It's everyone wants to be saved, but not everyone wants to do the work to be saved. You know, it's many are called, but few are chosen. It's a solemn road. There's not many people on that road. Not many people choose to go down that road. You know, many are called, but few are chosen. We choose ourselves. You know, it's the mixed signals. It's people think that you know the Most High just place the hand upon you and you are the one. Well, yeah, to an extent, but it's also you have to choose yourself. And I'm on the motherfucker one. Yeah, I don't know who told you that, but they're right. Yep. I don't know what you heard about my contracts, my oaths, but they're right. No, but it's the contracts and oaths that we make to ourselves. But it's 44. It's knowledge. It's divine. It's divine. It's a connection with the divine. Now that is the true lifesaver. Our connection with the Most High. You know, what happens when we try to eliminate the Most High out of the situations? Well, ego, right? Etching God out. You know, malfunction, the vehicle breaks down, your vessel breaks down. You know, what happens? Our vessel breaking down. What happens? Why? Well, interesting. Oil changes. We don't get oil changes, right? But what happens? You know, it's interesting. But oil changes. The oil that we eat, all the fried food, right? All the fried food that we eat. You know, we used to cook our food in animal lard, animal fat, right? That's how we used to cook our food. Now all the fried food is all in oil, motor oil. No different than the oil we put in our cars, right? And we're putting that in our vessel. We're putting that in here. The poison tastes really good. We become really addicted to it because it gets instilled upon us to love it. It's the best tasting poison. The best tasting poison. We're playing games with our life. You know, but it's not just that. It's spiritually. You know, it's the things that disconnect us. It's the fluoride in the water. It's the fluoride in our toothpaste. It's the clothing that just don't hold positive charges. It's everything. It's everything. But there's so many choices to make. You know, about loneliness, you know, working on ourselves, working on our car when we're broken down. You know, working on, it's our vessel, it's ourself, working on ourselves when we're broken down. Feel lonely, you know, sometimes we feel underqualified, like we don't have, I don't even know what I'm looking at. Or it's like, it's just, I don't have the right parts, I don't have the right tools. You know, but the mixed signals too is, you know, maybe this is exactly where I need to be. Maybe I was supposed to break down right here, right at this mile marker, because guess what? I'm going to hitchhike, and the person that's going to pick me up is going to open up, it's a whole new world where we're going. Who knows if maybe I'm right on course. Maybe I'm exactly where I need to be. What if? Those are the what ifs I choose to live by. Those are the what ifs that I choose to give my energy to. Those are the what ifs. Well, because if I don't, this is how I'm always going to feel. Stretched out, reaching out, dead inside. It's a trap to get sucked into that. You know, positivity, mindset. You know, it's a mindset. You know, and that's where true wealth is in our mindsets. It's in our mindsets, because that's where all our opportunities are. All opportunities to bring us balance. It's all right there. You know, a lot of it's just a slight tweak in our mindset. But, yeah. All right. It's been a couple hours. I'm going to wrap it up. But thanks for tapping in. Thanks to all your likes, your shares, your comments. I have time available today if you want to book a reading or a session with me. You can go ahead and do so. But until next time.